Good morning. How are y'all doing this morning? Welcome to Thursday Morning Live Craft and Chat with me. I hope y'all had a good weekend. It's not Thursday, it's Tuesday. Man, what is wrong with me? Just going to wait a few minutes for people to get in. Y'all say hey as you're coming in. Good morning. There they are. Okay, y'all say hey as you're coming in. So every Tuesday morning here on YouTube and Facebook, I go live and do just a little simple little craft and chat with me. This morning, I'm trying to keep things easy. I need to get some things out of my stash, so we're just going to do a little thrift flip or two. So I picked up these 3 frames. I paid $2.99 each for them, and they're all very ornate and pretty. They all have a stand on them. Look at this one. How cool is that? So this one's I guess they're all resin. How are y'all doing this morning? Y'all let me know where you're watching from. This one, and I also have this one. So what I'm going to do is just keep it simple, and I'm going to paint all of these in a neutral color, and then we'll distress them, and I have something fun we're going to do in the inside of them. Hey, Amy, thank you for coming. Okay, so unfortunately, the glass does not come out of any of these. It is very well glued in all of them, so I will have to contend with that later after I paint. I'll just try to be as careful as I can. And for the paint choice, I have picked vintage linen. I think there's just something classic about white distressed over gold, and these all have kind of a gold tint to them, so I think that'll be pretty distressed back. Hey, Tina. Oh, that is a pretty color. I've seen it done on toolboxes several times. All right, so I'm going to get started painting these. I don't know if we'll get all of them done. We might get one done. We might not get any of them done. Depends on drying and all that process. I think I want to start with this one because I really want to complete this one. I'm using DIY paint because I know that it will be easy to distress back. I know, aren't they pretty? I can't believe they were only $2.99 and I got them all at the same stop. And I couldn't wait to get them painted up. I have been thrifting and antique shopping. Went Sunday and all day yesterday. I had to go to Decatur, Alabama, which is about an hour, maybe an hour away from here. And I had to get some wholesale florals. I don't know if y'all are not from the South, you probably don't know about decoration days in the South. But here in the South, all the churches have decoration days, usually in May, usually the first, second, or third Sunday in May. I do decoration flowers, or mostly my mom does. We put them together. But I had to go up there to the wholesale place where we get our flowers because I ran out of flowers last week. And I don't want to miss this week's sales. So the rest of the day today, we are going to be making up floral arrangements for cemeteries. As a child, I did not know that decoration thing was not just something that everybody did. Because it's kind of, my generation, it's kind of fading away. But definitely the older generation, like my parents and my grandparents, it's a big deal. Do y'all have stuff like that where you are? Okay, so if you're in North Carolina, you probably do. Anyway, so the rest of the day, that's what we're doing. and among a few hundred other things I need to do today. So I'm just using a cheap brush, just working I should have got actually, I do have a pointed sash right over here, soaking in water. This will make it a lot easier to get into those details. I do have these on the website. I'm not a big advocate for fancy brushes, but this pointed sash brush, I couldn't live without it. And you might can get a cheap version of it. I don't know. So I'm not worried about getting the paint on the glass since it doesn't come out. It's DIY paint. So worst comes to worst, I will just wash it off. Scrape it off, wash it off. It's not going to be easy on this one. So I am trying to be a little careful. I'm definitely going to have to do 2 coats on these. So we're going to have to contend a little bit with the heat gun. Yeah, I figured y'all do in Tennessee as well. It's pretty. I mean, there's so many cemeteries. It's pretty this time of year when you drive by them. But it's also sad when you see people who have nothing. Because you wonder, did all their relatives pass on? Or just nobody takes the time? I'm not going to paint the backs of these, but if I accidentally get some paint on them, I will just clean the backs up. Because all the backs are nice and black. So what did y'all do this weekend? Like I said, I went thrifting and antique shopping and got lots of stuff to resell. I hope this doesn't bleed. I don't think it will because it's not wood. I don't know if there's a delay or if y'all are just really quiet this morning. It is early. I got here probably about an hour ago and I've been running around ever since, getting this stuff ready and some other stuff priced and put out. Oh, like flower garden or vegetables, Tina? Yes, I have an idea for the frames inside them. We'll try to get to that for sure. But if we don't, I'll definitely show y'all. I think we could probably get at least one of them done. All right, coat 1 on that one. How pretty. Kind of a messy coat, but that's okay. Second coat, we'll get it. And we're going to distress it anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Yeah, we actually, my husband does all the planting. We have a huge garden. And that's his baby. That's what he loves to do. He said he was going to plant less this year because it's kind of hectic around our house right now. But I think he didn't end up planting less. I think he just didn't plant any, a lot of beans that we had to break. But I know he did plant peas, so that's a lot of shelling. I don't mind shelling peas, though. I don't mind breaking beans either. It's just finding the time to do it. We also planted a bunch of corn, but it's the kind of corn that we just leave on the shuck, freeze it like that, and shuck it as we use it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet, Myra. I don't have a planned upcycled what's not late in the near future. So they'll probably be on the website and of course in the store. Lately the store's been getting quite busy. It's so hard to keep the website inventory stocked up because if it sells here in the store, then I have to get it off there. I need to find a way to. Hey, Jen, thank you for coming. Oh, it's Genevieve. Good morning. I'm painting frames. Got 3 pretty frames. Painting them with vintage linen. And I was just telling everybody that I have got to do flower arrangements the rest of the day pretty much. Oh, that one's really going to be pretty too. Well, Tennessee is not that far away, Amy. I've had people come. Be a fun little day trip. It's changing a lot lately. Like I said, the actual store is getting pretty busy, almost to the point where I'm going to have to hire help because I can't keep enough stuff made and in the store. And, you know, I also have to have time to go thrifting. So I'm very blessed and I hope it continues. It's a little time consuming getting in all these places, but like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I am going to distress these. I keep going back for my brushes. I don't want to press them down in there too far because I don't want any like runs of paint. So I'm kind of putting it down in there and then using this brush to spread it out down in there. That's okay, Stephanie. Was running a little late this morning too. I'm painting frames and then we're going to do something fun inside them. I picked up 3 of these super ornate frames last week. Yeah. And they were only $2.99 each, so they all have the nice stand on the back. The glass does not come out of any of them, so I'm just having to be careful. And this one will be real easy to clean up because it's straight, but so a lot of garden planting going on this weekend. How was your Mother's Day? I had a really great day. Like I said, I did go antique shopping by myself, which was very relaxing. It was to an antique store really close to the house, so I didn't have to drive far. I did go to the grocery store, and then we all kind of cooked a big dinner, and My daughter that lives nearby came over with my grandson. Oh, and I have a huge stash too, and that is part of my goal soon is to I put a basket out in the store and just priced them all like they were instead of leaving them back in my stash. And if somebody wants them like they are, fine. But they're out of my back room and I priced them accordingly. And then as I have time, I can just grab them out and upcycle them. These never made it out to the floor though. I knew right away I was going to do these soon. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, Mother's Day, yes. So I have a 13-year-old, and I'm sure most of y'all have probably had teenagers before. It's been a long time since I have, because I have basically like 2 generations of children, if y'all didn't know. I have a 31-year-old, a 27-year-old, I think. That's bad. And a 13-year-old. Yeah, 27. So yeah, I had kind of started all over with him. But he just turned 13 the end of March. And I saw it coming, but it happened right away, you know, where they go in the bedroom and they close the door. Hey, Sarah, you off today? Anyway, teenagers, right? They go in their room and they close the door, and then all of a sudden they don't talk to you anymore. Which Mason is really good. He's kind of a mama's boy, so he still loves me. He hugs me all the time and stuff. But I can see that's ending. You know, girls are coming into the picture a little bit. So for Mother's Day, he had money, but he never, he didn't plan ahead, and nobody took him shopping. So for Mother's Day, I thought of something really awesome that he could get for me that wouldn't cost him anything. And that was to spend 2 uninterrupted hours with me on Mother's Day. No phone, no game, no TV, unless it was something that we were watching together. So we did. And it was just me and him, and he made brownies. I instructed him, and he baked some brownies, and that was fun. He loves to bake. Then we played Yahtzee. Oh, wow. You do know. Yes. So Mason was born, and then he was born on March 30th, and my oldest daughter turned 18 3 days later after the day he was born. So yeah, she was graduating high school when he was a baby. Anyway, we played Yahtzee. What else? And then we watched Beetlejuice. So we ended up spending about 3 hours uninterrupted together, and it was very fun. And then I got to see one of my grandsons. Frame number 2, painted 1 coat. I'm gonna do the other one, and then I'm gonna dry that first one, and we'll finish it. And then I'll finish these other 2 off camera and post a picture. Oh, look at this one. Look at the flowers. I really didn't notice that. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so I think instead of trying to get in there so much, I'm just gonna really hit the top part. Uh-oh. One of my daughters lives about 6 hours away, and I do not get to see her as much, or my grandson. Especially since I started this business and I never get any time off. But I'm hoping to remedy that really soon, because like I said, the store's doing well. So I think I might be able to hire a little help that can run the store some while I go places. It's quiet in here. I would put music on, but then I get a copyright, which I can't seem to get Facebook monetized anyway. And then yesterday I get a notification from them saying that you're in violation of our policies, but they don't tell me what policy I'm in violation of. And I have read all the rules a lot and I can't find anything. So I think it's just, there's also some stuff I'm supposed to do for payouts and things like that, but I can't figure out how to do them. They tell you you got to do them, but they don't give you a link to do them in. So there's that. And I'm technologically challenged a bit, but I'll figure it out. You just have to have the time and the mental status to do it. Thank you, Stephanie. I've been excited about these frames ever since I found them, especially since they were only $2.99. So they will be, I'll price them individually, but they're going to look like a set. They're going to be kind of matchy-matchy. But they could also stand alone. Hey, Angela. How are you doing today? From North Texas. Do y'all have decoration days in North Texas? That's what we were talking about just a little bit ago. Here in Alabama, the churches all have cemetery decoration days in May, usually. Yes, it repels me. That's a good one. Hey, Luann. Thank y'all for saying hey. I can see that there is so many people in here, but I can't see who all is in here. Kind of hard to get into all these little cracks and crevices. Okay. Frame 3, first coat on. I'm going to use the heat gun for just a minute on this first one. Oh, you're from Coleman. Nice. You know, I'm in Coleman County. Sorry for the noise, y'all. Hope it's not too bad. Okay, Luann. So in the South, all the churches, or most of the churches, have cemeteries where, you know, those who have passed on are buried. And every year in like May, sometimes the 1st of June, the churches have decoration services, which is when everybody puts new arrangements on the graves and everything. So I sell flowers and do the arrangements. So that's what I'm doing the rest of the day, is making up, because I sold out of decoration flowers. Actually, my mom does most of them. She'll be here in a little bit, but she's really good at it. I just stick flowers and foam. So we went yesterday to the wholesale place where I get flowers. And we went thrifting. Oh, I'll tell y'all what I got my mom for Mother's Day. When I was out Sunday, which my mom has whatever she wants, and she's at the store all the time, so I can't just get her something here. Oh yeah, okay. Um, anyway, I don't like to just get her something here from the store, but we have been looking collectively. We have been looking for a one of the printer trays, that are so popular that you can put little minis and stuff on. And I have been unable to find one for less than $80 to $100 and then some. I looked out and I found one much lower than that and a really big one. And I knew right away that that was Mother's Day. And she was very excited. I gave it to her yesterday when we went thrifting, and she found a bunch of little minis to put in it already. Hey, Patty, thank you so much for coming from Minnesota. Okay, Minnesota made me think about Sonnet's Garden Blooms. I think she's in Wisconsin though, right? But anyway, I really, really, there's, all these creative retreats that everybody gets to go to. I never get to go to any. And I love Sonnet. And I'm thinking about considering going to her creative retreat in October. But I've got to make a decision like in the next couple of days because the tickets are half off until the 15th. And it's just so hard for me to get away. And I don't know what business is going to be like at that point, but I really, really, really want to go. I don't know. What do y'all think? All right, second coat, much quicker to put on. I'm just going to do a little touch up and dry it, and then we'll distress this one and do the inside. Or I will. I act like y'all are here with me. But it is kind of like you're here with me. But I would have to fly out there by myself because I don't really have anybody that could go with me. And I'm not afraid of doing things on my own. I really am not. I've been very quite independent and actually kind of preferred to do things on my own for most of my life. But I don't know. I know this one was my favorite. I don't know, just the shape of it. It's going to be the hardest one too, so that's okay. All right, let me just touch a few more areas. I might have to do one more coat on these bigger areas. We'll see when it dries. Marie from Chesapeake, thank you so much. I know, I mean, I can afford it, but it will stress me a little bit. But that's just how I do. I stress if I spend large amounts like that. But I think that it would really, really be good for me networking and everything. I know. I'm not painting the backs. I'll clean up the backs when I'm done because I am using clay-based paint, so it'll be easy to clean them up. Because the backs are pretty and black. First time. All right, Marie. I have started over on, well, I don't know if you're on YouTube or Facebook, but every Wednesday night at 6, I post a edited video, usually thrift store makeovers. I have a vintage store in Alabama. Vintage, upcycled, home decor, furniture, all that stuff, which I opened a year ago after I left my full-time career to be a creative full-time. So I am living my dream, and I'm so thankful. All right. That looks good. Let me get it completely dry. I'll do these other two, finish them up, and post a picture after I'm finished. So while that's drying, I picked out, okay, so I do junk journaling too, so I'm sure many of you are aware because I talk about it all the time. And so I have lots of book pages. I recycle books that are heading for the bin, and so I use book pages and a lot of stuff. So for the backdrop, I'm going to use a book page, and I picked out 3 transfers from the Katharina, which I'm out of, and IOD also is out of, but I had several left. So I picked 3 that would fit in these frames. I'm going to put them on the book page, and then I'm going to put the book page inside the frame. And they're a little oddly shaped, so I'll have to figure out a way to get those cut. Oh, I love L&J Goods too. Sonnet and I, you know, she did an interview. Yes, thank you. Hit that like button, subscribe wherever you're watching. Anyway, so I did an interview with Sonnet on her podcast, and I've done a couple of lives with her. And I've always wanted to go to Wisconsin. My husband used to go to Wisconsin on business trips and to Appleton, actually, when he was fire captain, when he would help design their fire trucks and stuff. That's where they build them. And he would go up there, and he just talked about how nice everybody was up there. And I think in October it'll be really nice too. Plus, it's at that Antique Acres place, which is beautiful. So there's also shopping and everything that is going on. So I think y'all have talked me into it. I think I might just bite the bullet and do it. Just buy the ticket and figure out the details later. Okay. 2 coats on this frame, so I've got to clean up the glass, and I'm going to distress it. I'm just going to use a baby wipe to do that and go over all these little details so that gold from underneath comes back out. This is going to do the high areas. Oh, yes, you have to have a floral transfer set. This one's out of stock. I think it's coming back at the end of the month, maybe. Ooh, this is looking good. Look how pretty that's looking. I like stamps and molds because you can use them over and over again, but transfers are just so easy. I mean, I really should use them more than I do because I have them. They're open. I can't sell them, so I need to just put them on things. But most of the time, the only makeovers I have time to do are the ones that y'all see on YouTube. So I hate to just do transfers over and over again. So I do other stuff when I can. This is looking really good. Let's see. This is a time-consuming, tedious process, and I always feel like I have to get the distressing just right. What is just right distressing? It's all just whatever is most pleasing to your eye. Gotta get my arm a rest. I really want this to be pretty good, pretty distressed. I want as much of that gold to show as possible on those high areas. Yeah, there's a little bit. So there's the distressing, and now I've got to try to clean off that mirror. But it's looking really good. And the best thing about this paint is I think it won't be hard to clean this off, because normally I would take a scraper and just scrape it, but this is all curved. And it's going to distress my paint around it. Let me get a clean one. Yeah, I need to get like 2 cameras where I can see you. No, I'm using my right hand, but y'all may be flipped around backwards. I can never tell how y'all see things versus how I see things. So it looks like I'm left-handed to me, but this is actually my right hand. And no, I'm definitely not ambidextrous. If I did, this elbow would not hurt as much as it does all the time. I have, what is it, bursitis, tennis elbow from painting. Actually, I've had it for years, probably from typing. Okay. I might not get this perfectly clean right now. I'm using vintage linen. Fusion mineral paint on my apron. And then this, which I'm covering my head, this is recycled paper. This is the Together We Create. I thought that'd be a pretty background, but I may eventually change it up. I also really like my locker over there, my black locker with the numbers stamped on it. So I may end up next week trying this over there with that background. Where's my scraper? This is going to be the hardest one to clean up because the other ones have straight lines. But that's good enough for right now. All right, so I got that pretty well cleaned up, but see, it distressed all that, which is good. That's another reason I wanted to distress it, because I knew that there's going to be some natural distressing too. I think that looks really good. All right, so this transfer fits in this one. This rose transfer. But first, I'm going to put it on a book page. Actually, I think I'll cut the book page first. All right, so the inside of this frame is round. That is great. That'll help me. And I'm going to just put my paper, I don't know if y'all can see. And that just came off. I'm going to put my paper in here and then just score the edges with my finger, so I know where to cut it. Scissors. Okay. This don't have to be perfectly cut because most of it's not going to show. I just don't want it to slide around in there. Oh, we don't want that. Also, I like to try to pay attention to what's on the writing. The first way I stuck it in, the first thing I saw when I turned it over was Vicks Vapor Rub. So whatever this story is about, they put some Vicks Vapor Rub. And the transfer might cover that up, but either way. There we go. Okay, so there's the book page in there. Now I've got to, what I'm going to do is just kind of put this on the outside, figure out where I need to place it. Okay, I don't want that any more above where it says melted butter. So that's pretty easy. Do I have a transfer stick? Okay, thought I did. These transfers are very easy to put onto paper. All right, so I want that right there. I don't want it above the melted butter. All of the transfers come with a little stick. I have about 1 million of these, and I'm always losing them, so I put some blue painter's tape to help me locate some of them. And that's helpful. Like lots of times they're kind of clear, so when you lay them down on your table, they get lost. And my table is always loaded with so much stuff. That just makes finding it easier. So with the transfers, if you start lifting up and you see that part of it I haven't transferred, you can just lay it right back down. See, I've got a little bit right there on that leaf. Rub on that area. There we go. All right. And this is going to be behind glass, so there's no reason for me to. Hey, Jeannie. Thank you for coming and good morning. We're actually almost done here. But anyway, there's no need for me to seal this. It is going to be behind this glass. I will definitely have to finish these up because I do need to seal these, but I am going to let the paint cure just a little bit before I seal it, and I'll just use some clear wax to seal these up. I've got to get another coat on those first two, or the other two. That looks good. Put the pack back on. I have to do a little hot glue in there. There we go. Yes, I use book pages on a lot of things. You could also use fabric. I've used drop cloth, anything really. Scrapbook paper, I've done that a lot. I just have an abundance of book pages, so that's why I decided to go with the book pages. I love it. What do y'all think? And when I get these other two finished, I think I'll go ahead and put the transfers on here get this sealed up, clean up the back. I'll post a picture with all 3 of them when I get them finished up today. And I will finish them today. And I'm telling myself that more than I'm telling y'all that. Because I have a lot to do today, but I need to complete something, right? So pretty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put these other 2 transfers on. They're not as, I got more room for them. So I can just kind of put them anywhere on there. So I'm just going to put these transfers on these papers and then I'll let you guys go. And I really, really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I am loving these Tuesday morning chat and craft. Just gives me a way to connect with you guys other than I do read all your comments on YouTube and Facebook and everything. It's just sometimes it's very hard for me to find the time to go in and respond to them on there. I know, I have an odd style. I mean, I have granny core, shabby chic, French country, farmhouse. I don't stick to one. Maybe I should, but I do not stick to one decor style. I love them all. I use them all. I mean, quite eclectic. Isn't that the word for a lot of different styles? So I'll say that that's what I am. These transfers are from the Katharina transfer, which is out of stock, but hope to be back in stock at the end of the month. But there are a bunch of IOD transfers with beautiful florals. I mean, tons. I just happen to have some of these. That one's going to be pretty, and that one, I think that one will go in this one when I get it cleaned up. And then I'll get this one transferred on. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, y'all, and get busy with all the things that I have to do today. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I really enjoy it. And I'll see y'all. Okay, so this week's my schedule's a little different. I'm doing a raid train whatnot Wednesday during the day, and it's junk journal ephemera. And then so everything, if I don't sell everything, I'm doing my Thursday night whatnot show, also junk journal ephemera, because I have a ton of stuff, but also have to take the time to get it put together. I know, but my store opens in 11 minutes and I still don't have the lights on. So I got to get the door unlocked and everything. Yard work. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember where you said you were, Patty, but it's getting real hot. Bye, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Y'all be sure and give me a thumbs up on this. Anyway, so I may not do my whatnot show Thursday night. Just depends on if I sell everything out. But I'll be on YouTube Wednesday night at 6. And I'll see. If not, I'll see y'all back here next Tuesday. So bye, y'all.